Welcome back. Today let's look at dates and times within Python. When you work with user actions, logs, bookings, or deadlines, you need reliable dates and times. Python gives you simple classes for dates, times, and combined datetime values. We will start with today and now, then format text with sayTime, then parse text with strtime. We will do arithmetic with time delta and handle time zones using zone info. By the end, you will read, format, convert, and compare moments in time with confidence. Please follow and let me know how you go throughout the video. There are two common objects. Date represents a calendar day without a clock. Datetime represents a calendar day with a clock. Use date.today for the current date. Use datetime.now for the current local time. These are naive by default, which means no time zone is attached. For serious work, create an aware datetime using zone info for your city so math and conversions are correct. Note, if you receive an error for time zone not found, run pip install tzData and then rerun your code. Formatting turns a datetime into friendly text. Call strtime on a date or a datetime object and pass a pattern. Upper Y shows full year, lower M shows 2-digit month. Lower D shows 2-digit day. Upper H shows hour in 24-hour time. Lower M shows minutes. Lower S shows seconds. We will build 3 readable strings, including a human message and an ISO style tag with year-month-day. Some format codes vary by platform, so always test on your system. Parsing goes the other way. You have text, and you want a real datetime object. Call strptime with the text and the pattern that describes it. This is perfect for reading user input or importing from a file. Watch the day and month order, because many countries write day first. We will parse 2 strings. One is day-month-year. The second includes an hour:minute. Then we will format them back to a clear style. Time delta represents a duration, like 2 days or 90 minutes. You can add or subtract a time delta from a datetime to move forwards or backwards. You can also subtract 2 datetimes to get the time delta between them. We will add 90 minutes to now to simulate a booking end time. We will also find how many days remain until the end of the year. Finally, we will print the result as a neat sentence that a user can understand. Time zones are where many bugs start. The Zone Info module gives you the official city rules, including daylight saving. Create an aware datetime in Sydney, then convert it to universal time, then convert it to New York or London for display to your users. Always store in universal time when possible, and convert to local only for display. If your system lacks zone data, install tzData for accuracy. Challenge time. Your challenge is to build a friendly countdown. The program asks for a date in day/month/year and a time in hour:minute. It also asks for a city time zone name. You will parse the text to a time zone aware datetime. Convert it to universal time and show the remaining days and hours. You will also print a clean label using strtime. Use the starter code with to-do comments and fill each step carefully. Let us know how you went below in the comments. Pause now, hit that subscribe button and build it. How did you go? One of the ways you could have written the code is by combining the date and time strings, parse with strptime, and attach the chosen zone. We convert the target to universal time to do clean math. We compute the delta from now to the target and extract days and hours. We then print 2 lines. The first is a friendly label using strtime. The second explains the time remaining. If the target is in the past, we print a gentle message instead. Here is one clear solution you can compare with your work. Great work today. You learned how to get today and now, how to format text with strtime, how to parse user text with strptime, and how to do clean arithmetic with time delta. These skills power schedules, reminders, logs, and countdowns. In our next lesson, we go deeper into functions with keyword arguments, default values, asterisk args, double asterisk quargs, and variable scope. You will learn how to design flexible functions and avoid common parameter bugs with clear, readable call sites. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out.